Hello, welcome to BSc 1050 Environmental Science. My name is Jennifer Wyatrowski and I will be your professor this semester. And I'm so very happy to meet each one of you. So before we get started, let me just again welcome you to the class. I am very excited to work with each one of you this semester, and I encourage you to send me messages, to stop by my office and visit. I really do enjoy getting to know my students and helping you with anything that you might need. So let's get started by just taking a quick look at the course. Right now you're on the home page of the course, and every week I will update this with a fun new video for you to watch. From here you can access all the materials you need on the left side over here using the navigation links. If there's any announcements, they'll be posted here in the announcement section. I do also email all announcements. This right here is the link to the syllabus. It's very important that you read through the syllabus and that you understand all of the policies for the class as well as how you will be graded. So let's just quickly take a look at a couple of things on the syllabus. If you need my information, like where my office is located or my office hours, you can look at the top of the syllabus. You can read through the course description. Obviously, this is environmental science, so we're going to deal with topics like pollution, urbanization, population trends, and changes in lifestyle due to environmental change. So the required textbook for this semester is an ebook. The ebook comes with a code for the homework system. If you want a hard copy of the text, it is optional, and you can purchase that, I think, through the link in the module section. But otherwise, you can just go to the bookstore and pick up the little packet that is the ebook and homework code. And I'll tell you what to do with that homework code in just a moment. So you'll be graded over 3 different categories in this class. Your exams will be 60% of your overall grade. Quizzes will be 10%, and your online homework, which is called MindTap, and other assignments are worth 30%. All of your grades are standardized. A is 90 to 100, B is 80 to 89, and so on. Please note that I do drop the lowest exam score and the lowest quiz score at the end of the semester, and because I do that, I do not offer any extra credit in this class. This course is entirely online. There is no need for you to ever come onto campus unless you would like to meet with me, which I encourage you to do so. I'm going to continue down. I want to make a special note about attendance. Now, even though it's an online class, you are required to attend class. You have to log in, really preferably every week. If you go 2 weeks without doing any coursework, then you are given an NS, which is a no-show in the class, and that removes you from the class. So you have to be consistent with your work. Some of the modules that we do last 3 weeks. If you wait to the 3rd week to log in to do your work, you will have probably already been NS'd, meaning you've already been removed from the class. So you really need to do work on a weekly basis, and by doing work, I mean you have to log in, you have to complete homework, quizzes, and exams. You can't just log in and log out. That does not count as attendance. So just be aware of that. If you end up with an NS, you have to contact me to be reinstated. And at that point, if I feel like you can still be successful in the class, I will reinstate you. But if you've already missed too much work, then I have to just encourage you to take a withdrawal. Now, if you do miss more than 2 weeks and you log in and you find out you've missed a module, that does not entitle you to an extension on that module. You do have to be aware of module due dates and just make sure that you complete them on time. You're given plenty of time, usually a week per chapter, to complete any coursework, so there's really no excuse for not doing your work on time. So I'm just going to continue down towards the bottom and just show you here is a proposed course schedule. We're seeing that, for instance, Module 1, which is chapters 1, 3, and 15, is due January 25th. Now I want to point out that every due date in this class is on a Monday, and it's always at 11 p.m., no exception. So Monday at 11 p.m. I don't want to receive any emails in a couple weeks going, well, I didn't know the due dates were Monday and I didn't know the due dates were 11 p.m. It's right here in the syllabus, and it's also in the module section of the course, which I'll show you. So just be aware again of the due dates. Now every module will open up on the first day of class, which means that you're allowed to work ahead, but you cannot fall behind. So that means you have to complete Module 1 by 125, you have to complete Module 2 by February 15th, and Module 3 by February 29th, and so on. But if you want to work ahead and complete modules early, you can do that. Alright, so back up to the navigation links over here. The next one would be the assignments. Again, all the assignments and their due dates are listed there, so if you need a quick reminder of what's due, you can just click on assignments. Otherwise, that I would prefer you do most of your work from the module section of the class. The modules are laid out with all of the material that you need in the order in which you need them. So when you get to the modules section, you'll first see course information. You'll see a course overview. You'll see a syllabus agreement that is graded. You'll see my biography and a weekly course schedule. If you want to print that out, you can. And the introduction form that is also graded. And you can see that all the assignments again have a due date and a point value next to them. Remember, all due dates mean 11 p.m. and that's a Monday. There's an area for student resources, and then there's the Cengage Learning link. You can use this to order your materials if you don't want to get it from the bookstore. Now note that the first time you use your homework, the online homework, you will need to input a code. Now how do you do that? Well, just go to the first module here, and you see there's an introduction to Module 1. First thing you do is just read that. It's just a video and some basic information on what's coming in this module. And then you move on to Chapter 1. Now, Chapter 1 starts again with an introduction, a video, and some information about Chapter 1. And then there's an ebook link. The ebook is one of the features that you need the code for. So the first time you click on the ebook, it's going to ask you to input the code that you purchased. You go ahead and input that, and then the required information, and then once you do that, you are forever linked to the ebook and MindTap. You never have to use that code again. So you click on this and it brings you right to ebook Chapter 1, and you can read through Chapter 1. There's a Chapter 1 PowerPoint that you can go through. There's Chapter 1 flashcards. Those are also linked to the MindTap program. There's also a Chapter 1 practice tutorial quiz. This quiz is for practice. You can see it's worth 17 points. And that is also linked to MindTap. So the ebook, the flashcards, and the tutorial quiz are linked to this online homework system. Now, if you don't have a code yet, don't panic. When you log in for the first time, when you click on ebook Chapter 1, it should give you the option of a trial period. I think it's a 14-day trial period that will allow you to continue to work on the material while you're waiting, say, for your financial aid to come through. So don't worry about not having the ebook yet. You can go ahead and get started with that free trial. All right, so once you've read your chapter and you've looked at the PowerPoints and you've maybe done some flashcards and you've done your tutorial quiz, then it's time to take your chapter quiz, which is on Canvas, and that's worth 10 points. This chapter has an additional assignment called an ecological footprint, which you'll need to do. Then here you'll see a link to an assignment called Sustainable Cities. This is a 50-point assignment. It's really not a difficult assignment. You'll just be looking at some of the environmental innovations that different cities have implemented and report on those. And you can see it's not due till April 29th. So this is a semester-long project. You can do it early on and get it done, or you can do it later in the semester. Just don't forget about the assignment. So once you finish Chapter 1, you go through the remaining chapters in the module. And for Module 1, that includes Chapters 3 and 15. You can see it follows the same order: introduction, ebook, PowerPoint, flashcards, tutorial quiz, chapter quiz. And once you've finished all 3 chapters in this module, then you get to the module assignment and the module exam. The module assignment in this case is called APLIA assignment, Environmental Health Hazards. The APLIA assignments are also linked to MindTap. They are long assignments. You can see this one's worth 68 points. They're not easy. These assignments will require you to critically think, and the material is sometimes outside of the textbook, so you have to kind of reach beyond the material that you read about and apply that information. And these do require some math skills and some graphing skills, so take your time. You don't have to complete them in one sitting. You can start them and come back and finish them later. But you absolutely have to remember to hit submit when you do these assignments. If you don't hit submit, it doesn't show that you finished the work. Okay, so every module has an applet assignment, and then it has an exam. So when you finish with Module 1, you move on to Module 2, which you can see is about species, population, and growth. You then go through the introduction for the module, and then you're going to do Chapters 8, Chapters 2, and Chapter 4. And then you're going to do the applet assignment on species extinction, and then you're going to take your module exam. And you continue with that same pattern all semester until you have completed all 6 modules and finished your Sustainable Cities assignment. So that's it. That is basically everything you'll need. Your grades, by the way, are right here. You just link on that, and it will show you your current grade in the class. Because the MindTap assignments are linked to Canvas, as soon as you complete an APLIA assignment or you complete a tutorial quiz, the grade should appear in the gradebook. If you have done an assignment, like an APLIA assignment, but don't see the grade in the gradebook, then let me know. And it's either because you didn't hit submit when you completed the assignment, or I may need to relink the 2 gradebooks back together. But if you need anything this semester, please contact me. I am definitely here to help. I'm very excited to have you in this class. Oh, and the last thing I meant to mention is that there will be some discussions in this class, and those discussions will be located here. And I will send out an email to notify you when those discussions become available. And those discussions are also graded. Anyway, have a great semester, and hopefully I'll be talking to you soon.